Beloved, God says, do not let your heart turn away in this very hour, because the heavens have aligned in such a way that this moment was carved for you alone, and the truth that is opening in front of you was sealed 3 weeks ago in the spirit before it reached you now in the body. Archangel Michael has been standing with his sword drawn, weeping with urgency, crying aloud that you do not delay, because what is before you is not a game, it is not a passing whisper, it is not an ordinary message written to vanish into the air, it is something that has been bathed in prayer, sealed in divine urgency, and sent forward into your life because your very heart cried for this revelation. God says, Beloved, the words you are reading right now are living fire. They are written not to impress you but to enter into the depths of your spirit, to shake away the dust that covered you, and to open before your eyes a truth that has been hidden until now. 3 weeks ago in the night hour a scroll was opened in the presence of the Lord, and your name was written in gold, and beside your name was a message that Michael himself was commanded to deliver, yet the battle around your life was so fierce that angels had to fight to keep these words from being stolen. You have been asking why heaviness fell on you, why you could not sleep, why you sensed something was waiting but never arriving, and now God says it was because the enemy tried to intercept this very word, but Archangel Michael fought with all his power to guard what belongs to you, because if you did not hear this message your heart would remain locked in confusion, but God has decided the lock is broken now. Beloved, there are truths that are given softly, and there are truths that strike like thunder, and this truth is thunder. What you are about to see, feel, and know will break you open in the most holy way, and though your tears may fall, they are not tears of destruction but tears of deliverance, for the chains that wrapped around you are shattering as you receive what heaven carved out for your heart. God says, Beloved, there is a reason Michael spoke that this was written for you 3 weeks ago, because that was the moment when you were about to surrender completely, that was the moment when you thought no one heard your prayers, that was the moment when your silent cry went up louder than your spoken words. Heaven recorded that cry, and the Lord said, Mark this soul, do not forget this child, for in 3 weeks the scroll will be loosed, and the words will arrive. And now here you are, beloved, standing inside the very hour that was promised. Do not take this lightly. Do not treat this as words that can be skimmed and forgotten, for God says if you let it pass by, it will be gone in 35 seconds, and 35 seconds in the Spirit can change the next 35 years of your life. Heaven is not playing with you, the urgency is burning, and Michael is crying because he sees how easily you could miss it if your eyes look away. Stay with me, beloved, stay with the flow of this message, because your spirit knows this is the moment it has been waiting for. God says, Beloved, you have walked with burdens that were not yours to carry, you have lived under shadows that were not meant to define you, and you have been deceived into thinking that the silence of heaven meant the absence of heaven, but that was never the case. Every tear was counted, every restless night was noted, every unanswered question was written down, and 3 weeks ago the answer began moving toward you. Beloved, the breaking you feel in your heart right now is not breaking unto death but breaking unto life, because the old shell that tried to harden you is being shattered so the new you can finally breathe. For too long, the enemy has whispered that you are forgotten, that no one cares, that even heaven is tired of you, but the Lord says that was the greatest lie, and now the exposure is here. You are not forgotten, you are chosen, you are not abandoned, you are the one marked by fire, and Michael has been holding this word like a burning torch waiting for you to open your spirit. God says this is why the heaviness came over you these past days, because you were being drawn to the very place where this word would finally reach you, and now you cannot ignore it. Beloved, there is something shocking that you must hear. The reason Michael said this will be gone in 35 seconds is because the spiritual door that is open right now will not remain open indefinitely. In 35 seconds, the alignment closes, the gate shifts, and the window passes, and if you treat this like any ordinary word, the power assigned to it will lift, and you will be left with only memory rather than transformation. God says, do not let 35 seconds of hesitation steal 35 years of destiny. The battle around you has been fierce because of this exact word. Michael fought with tears and groaning to protect it. Gabriel stood in silence holding the trumpet, waiting for the sound to be released, and your ancestors, those who walked before you and prayed for you, have been leaning over the balconies of heaven waiting to see if you would listen this time. Beloved, do not fail their hope. Do not fail your own heart. You prayed, and this is the answer, and if you delay, it vanishes. God says you are standing on sacred ground even as your eyes move across these words. Beloved, there is more. God says that a person in your life has been hiding the truth, and this truth was meant to come into the light 3 weeks ago, but forces of manipulation tried to keep it hidden. Michael says this is the hour of exposure. This is the moment when lies fall apart, this is the moment when masks are ripped away, and though it may hurt you to see, it is necessary to set you free. God says that even if it breaks your heart, it will not destroy you, because He has built you to withstand the storm and still rise higher. The breaking is holy. The shattering is divine. The tears are not wasted. Beloved, listen carefully now, because the Spirit is speaking directly. There is someone who has whispered about you in secret. There is someone who has plotted to keep you small. There is someone who has feared your rising, and for years they have paid the price to keep doors closed. But God says their payment has run out, their influence has ended, and Michael has cut their cords. This was sealed 3 weeks ago, and now you are standing in the fulfillment of it. Beloved, this is why your spirit is trembling as you read, because you know it is true. God says, Beloved, you have feared missing your calling, you have feared that time has passed you by, you have feared that opportunities have been wasted, but the Lord says your time has just begun, and though you thought you were late, you are right on time. Beloved, do not doubt this. Michael is crying because he sees the weight of your unbelief, and he begs you to believe. This is not a joke. This is not a random word. This is the scroll that was unsealed 3 weeks ago, and this is the fire that can change everything. Beloved, the Lord says you must choose now. 35 seconds in the Spirit may have already passed while you doubted, but the mercy of God is still stretching to you, giving you another breath, another chance, another moment to seize what is yours. Do not wait again. Do not look away. Do not dismiss this. For if you open your heart fully right now, the breaking will turn into healing, the exposure will turn into freedom, and the fire will turn into blessing. Beloved, God says, the reason your heart feels broken open right now is because you are finally ready to carry the truth. For so long, you were fragile, for so long, you were not strong enough to bear the weight of exposure, but heaven has waited until you could handle it, and now the time has come. Michael has fought, cried, wept, and stood, and now he delivers it to you. This is your hour, this is your moment, this is your breakthrough. Beloved, do not let it vanish. 35 seconds may feel like nothing, but in heaven it is eternity, and eternity has opened itself to you right now. Beloved soul, listen with the stillness of your spirit. 4. This message has not arrived by accident. It is whispered through the wings of Archangel Michael, carried upon the breath of God Himself, and placed now into your hands at this very moment. 3 weeks ago, this message was written for your heart alone. It has been kept hidden, sealed, and guarded by light until now. And yet, God says that what you are about to hear will break you open, not to harm you, but to unlock the truth, to pierce through every wall, and to dissolve every shadow that has tried to keep you from knowing what has always been yours. But there is an urgency, a holy clock ticking, for this word, this divine message, is only passing through the window of your life for 35 seconds. If your heart is open, if your spirit is attentive, you will catch it and never let it go. If you delay, it will vanish like mist in the morning sun, leaving you with the aching silence of what could have been. God says, do not tremble. Do not resist the breaking open, for only what was false, what was heavy, what was never truly part of you, will be shattered. What remains will be only what is eternal, what is radiant, what is indestructible. You have carried the weight of secrets, burdens that were never meant to belong to you. You have walked through shadows that whispered lies, telling you that you were alone, forgotten, left behind. But today, in this message, the heavens rise in unison to declare that you were never abandoned. You were never unseen. Every tear that fell from your eyes was counted and placed like jewels in God's hands. Every ache in your chest, every prayer you whispered in the dark, every question you could not find an answer for, heaven heard it. And 3 weeks ago, Archangel Michael wrote this very message upon the scroll of eternity, waiting for the perfect hour to place it before you. Michael stands beside you now, his sword of fire gleaming not to harm but to protect. His voice thunders yet trembles with love. beloved, this is not a joke, this is not imagination, this is heaven crying out for you. You have ignored too many whispers, skipped too many warnings, closed too many doors that were meant to be opened. But now I order you, with all the authority given to me by the living God, open this message. Take it seriously. Let it sink into your bones. For in it is hidden the very truth that will change everything. God says, your life is not random. There are divine fingerprints on everything that has ever happened to you. Even the betrayals, even the losses, even the moments you thought would destroy you, were all woven into the tapestry of something much greater than your eyes could see. Do not think for a moment that your suffering was unseen. Do not believe the lie that it was wasted. God says, every wound you carried became a gateway for my light to enter. Every loss was not subtraction, but preparation for multiplication. And every time you thought you were finished, I was only just beginning. Beloved soul, you have been standing at the edge of something vast, but fear has kept you from stepping forward. You have heard the whispers in your heart telling you that a new chapter is ready, but the voices of doubt have pulled you back, convincing you to wait, to delay, to hold off. But God says, the waiting is over. The time is now. That is why this message is urgent. That is why Michael says it will be gone in 35 seconds if you do not claim it. Heaven cannot force you to receive, but it can cry out, it can thunder, it can plead. And right now it is pleading. 3 weeks ago, when this message was written for you, there was a stirring in the unseen. Angels gathered. They wrote your name upon scrolls of light. They prepared blessings that were sealed until you gave permission for them to be opened. For weeks, your spirit has been restless without knowing why. For weeks, there has been a stirring, a tension, as if something was about to burst. That something is this very word from God. God says, I am exposing the truth you could not see. I am lifting the veil from your eyes. You have been surrounded by voices, but not all of them were from me. Some tried to confuse you. Some tried to steal your destiny. Some tried to close doors that I had opened. But no voice can silence mine. No hand can erase what I have written for you. And no darkness can extinguish the fire I placed inside of you. Archangel Michael is leaning close, his wings unfolding like a shelter over you. He says, beloved, this is your moment of awakening. This is the crack in the prison wall. Do not hesitate. Do not scroll past this. If you do, you will ache later with regret. But if you open your heart, if you allow yourself to feel the weight and fire of these words, you will never be the same again. God says, you have feared being broken, but the breaking is the birth. You have feared the loss, but the loss is the doorway to what is greater. You have feared being left behind, but I tell you, you are the chosen one. You are the vessel carrying treasures far beyond what you have seen. And now, after years of waiting, after nights of tears, after roads that seemed endless, the breakthrough is not coming, it is already here. Do you feel the trembling in your spirit as you read this? That is the holy confirmation. That is heaven pressing against your chest. That is the signal that this is not just words, not just letters on a screen, but living fire leaping into your heart. God says, do not think this was coincidence. Do not tell yourself this is nothing. I orchestrated this. I wrote this 3 weeks ago and held it until today because today is the day your spirit was ready to receive it. The urgency of 35 seconds is not about fear, it is about alignment. God says, this window is open now. Angels are surrounding you now. Blessings are descending now. But if you turn away, if you close your eyes, if you silence this word, the window will close. You will feel it, but it will be gone. And you will ache, wondering why you ignored it. Do not ignore it. This is your moment. Michael's voice breaks, almost like thunder weeping. He says, I have fought for you. I have shielded you when you did not even know. I have stood at your door when enemies gathered. I have cried when you ignored the signs. But still, I have never left you. Still, I am here, begging you, urging you, beloved, open this message fully. Read every word. Let every line carve truth into your soul. For this is the scroll of your destiny. God says, I love you. And because I love you, I will not stop until you are free. Because I love you, I will expose the lies. Because I love you, I will lift you to heights you did not imagine. But you must let go of the fear. You must trust that this message is for you. And you must claim it before it passes. Beloved, there is no coincidence that you are here. There is no accident in this exact moment. Heaven has bent its timeline for you. Archangel Michael has been holding this word for 3 weeks. The fire is burning, and the window is here. 35 seconds is ticking. This is your moment. This is your turning point. This is the breaking open that will lead to your greatest healing, your greatest freedom, your greatest abundance. God says, do not let this pass. For this is only for you. And it will never come again in the same way. Beloved, Archangel Michael says this message was written for your heart 3 weeks ago, and the moment has come when it is finally reaching you. Heaven delayed nothing. This message has been carried through the corridors of eternity, carried by angels who wept while waiting, carried by winds of divine breath that moved through unseen realms to make sure that you did not miss this. It was prepared for you in silence, in sacred fire, in the secret place where God sits and speaks the mysteries of your destiny. And yet Archangel Michael whispers urgently, "What you are about to hear will break you open, but it will also save you, and it will be gone in 35 seconds if you turn your face away from it. Do not let it vanish before it imprints itself upon your soul, because this message is not like the others you passed over. It carries the weight of heaven, the cry of angels, the sigh of eternity, and the breath of your Creator Himself." God says, "I saw you 3 weeks ago when you were restless, unable to sleep, looking into the darkness of your room and wondering why something heavy sat on your chest, why something whispered to you even when the night was quiet. You didn't know that in that moment a council was held in heaven, and a decision was made that a sacred scroll would be written only for you, sealed with fire, and given to Michael to carry. But Michael wept because he saw you hurting, and he knew that the scroll could not be handed to you immediately. It had to wait until this exact moment, the moment your heart is open enough to receive it, even if it breaks you, because breaking you open is the only way light can enter. And the light entering is the only way truth can finally pour into your life like a river that has been blocked too long. You may feel like life has left you behind, as though others have run ahead with blessings, opportunities, love, and abundance, while you stood waiting, wondering if God even remembered you. But God says, every second you thought you were forgotten, heaven was building a case in your favor. Every tear you shed watered a garden you have not seen yet. Every disappointment carved a deeper vessel in you, so that when the abundance comes, it will not just sit on the surface, it will flood you, it will fill you, it will pour over until nations drink from what you carry. Archangel Michael says, "Beloved, you have no idea how many forces tried to stop this moment. They whispered lies to you, they tried to distract you, they tried to convince you that this message would never arrive. But heaven is stubborn in its love, and God's word cannot be delayed longer. This is your moment. The clock is ticking, and you have 35 seconds to keep your spirit open enough to take it all in." God says, you have been asking for answers about someone close to you. You have felt that there is a truth hidden, a silence too heavy, a secret that does not sit right with your spirit. And God says, you are correct. For 3 weeks, this secret has been circling around you, waiting for exposure. Michael tried to shield you from its sharp edges because he knew it would pierce your heart, but now God says exposure is better than illusion, truth is safer than the false comfort of lies. The person you love has been carrying a burden they were afraid to share with you, a truth that would shake your world. And though it may hurt, God says, trust me, once this truth is revealed, you will finally be free. Freedom does not come from pretending everything is perfect. It comes from standing in truth, even if your knees tremble, even if your tears fall like rivers. God says you are strong enough to hear it now, because your heart is ready to hold both pain and promise at the same time. Beloved, Michael says, the war over your destiny has been fierce. 3 weeks ago, he fought a battle in the unseen realms over your name. He says, he held a sword of fire, and forces of darkness screamed because they knew your future would carry light too bright for them to tolerate. They tried to write you out of your own story, but Michael cut their hands off the scroll. They tried to close your door, but Michael forced it open with his wings. He says you have underestimated how much heaven has fought for you, how much heaven has wept for you, how much H. Beloved, take a breath as you read these words, because even now heaven is leaning close to your heart. God says there are moments when the veil between the unseen and the seen becomes so thin that the words of heaven can almost be heard like whispers moving through your chest. This is one of those moments. This message has been waiting for you, carried like a sealed letter inside the hands of Archangel Michael for 3 weeks, and only now is it allowed to open before you. The timing is not random. It is exact. It is written. It is sacred. It is the echo of a prayer you once prayed when nobody saw you, when you thought your tears fell into silence. But heaven collected them. Nothing was lost. Not a single sigh of your heart went unheard. God says, even if your mind cannot yet grasp it, there is a purpose in the timing of this message. Some things you have been feeling lately are not just your imagination. The sudden stirring in your heart, the strange pull to pause, the way your sleep has felt heavier, this was the soft preparation of your soul to receive what heaven is about to reveal. You are not losing your mind. You are being awakened. Beloved, Archangel Michael has been walking around your life like a sentinel, placing invisible shields where you couldn't see them. Many times you thought you were just lucky that something bad passed you by, but it wasn't luck. It was divine interception. 3 weeks ago, there was a plan set in motion by others that could have shaken you, but heaven blocked it. That is why this message is urgent yet gentle. It is the breaking of an old fear and the birth of a new promise. It is a moment that will break you open, not to harm you, but to release what has been trapped inside you for too long, the grief, the worry, the belief that you are forgotten. God says, my beloved, I have not forgotten you. Even when the world moved on. Even when people who said they would stand by you walked away. Even when you tried to hide your pain so others wouldn't see it. I saw it. I held it. I wept with you. And I did not just watch, I acted. Every single tear became a seed for something greater than the loss that caused it. Archangel Michael says, do not fear what you are about to feel as you read this. Let it break you open. Let the tears come if they must. Heaven's timing is precise. This is why you are reading this now, and not a day sooner. The breaking open is the healing. The wound you thought was permanent is being touched by the hand of God right now. There are things in your life that have been weighing you down, contracts of the soul you never signed consciously but have carried like heavy stones. Heaven is lifting them. You may even feel it physically, as if something invisible is being removed from your chest, your shoulders, your back. This is real. God says, you have been worried about your future, about the things you cannot control, about the sudden shifts that feel bigger than you. But I am in the details. I am in the small spaces between your breaths. I am even in the pauses where you feel nothing. The absence you sometimes feel is not my absence, it is the quiet before a dawn you could not imagine. Your life is not about to end, it is about to begin in a way you never thought possible. That is why this message came in the form of urgency, because you have been living as though everything is closing, but heaven says everything is opening. Beloved, you have been lied to by your own fears. You have been told by the world that you are small, that you are behind, that you are forgotten. None of that is true. The reason you have felt so much resistance is because something large, something luminous, is about to rise in you. Darkness fights what it fears. That is why the last weeks have felt heavy. But Michael says, you are not fighting alone. You never were. Even now, the angels stand around you. Even now, your name is being spoken in heaven like a song. God says, the things that were taken from you will be restored. Not always in the same form, but in a way that fills the holes you thought would never close. You have a future. You have a destiny. You have not missed your time. The delay was protection, not rejection. You have been prepared quietly for a season where your life will bear fruit from seeds you didn't even know you planted. And that season begins now. Archangel Michael says, beloved soul, open your hands as you read this. This is not just words. This is a moment of transfer. This is a moment of release. If you feel warmth, if you feel tears, if you feel a strange quiet in your heart, that is the sign. Heaven is near. The promise stands. Nothing will go wrong with you because heaven is with you. Even if storms rise around you, the center of your life will hold. Even if voices of doubt rise, my voice will be louder. God says, pray to me not as someone distant, but as someone near, because I am near. Speak to me in your own words. I hear you. I know the things you haven't even told anyone. I am not angry with you. I am not disappointed in you. I am calling you closer. The safest place you can be is not in control, but in trust. Trust me. That is where your miracle begins. Beloved, this is not a message of doom but of deliverance. What you feared would break you has already been turned into something that will bless you. Even the closed doors were answers to prayers you forgot you prayed. You are entering a time where clarity will come, where people will show who they really are, where truth will rise and lies will fall. Don't be afraid of this. The exposure is not to shame you but to free you. Michael says, when you feel like you're losing everything, know that you're actually being positioned for something you could not carry while holding the old. Release it. Let it go. Heaven is not asking you to be perfect. Heaven is asking you to be willing. That is all. Be willing. God says, I am with you. Rest assured. Nothing will go wrong with you. Even if it looks like it for a moment, it is only the unfolding of a greater plan. You are safe. You are held. You are loved. This message is not an accident. It is a sign. It is an answer. It is a reminder that you are not alone, not forgotten, not invisible. Keep these words in your heart even when you close this page. Pray them back to me. Speak them aloud. Let them echo through your home. Let them wash over your mind when fear tries to return. Every time you choose trust, you are making room for me to move. And finally, beloved, remember this: what you are reading now was written for you, but it will not disappear in 35 seconds. It will stay in you as a seed, and that seed will grow. This is the beginning of something holy, something hidden now but soon to be seen. This is your moment. This is your sign. Heaven has spoken. Beloved one, the breath that you take right now is not ordinary. The timing of this very moment is not an accident. Heaven has been moving pieces behind the veil for weeks, and what is about to be whispered into your soul was written for your heart 3 weeks ago, long before you even knew you would be reading this. God has been planning this exact instant to reach you, because your heart has been carrying a weight no one else sees. The tears that never reach your cheeks but burn in your chest have been seen by the one who formed you. Every moment you thought you were unseen, unheard, forgotten, God was quietly gathering evidence of your pain to transform it into a testimony. Archangel Michael has been circling you like a guardian at the edge of a battlefield, praying to intervene at the right second. That second is now. Heaven is opening a window over your life right now, and if you lean into this message, you will feel it in the marrow of your bones. You have walked through shadows and wondered why the light seemed delayed. You have given pieces of yourself to people who could not hold them. You have prayed words at night that you felt bounced off the ceiling. You have wondered if perhaps you misunderstood your calling, or if you were left behind while others moved forward. But you were never abandoned. The delay you felt was not punishment, it was preparation. The waiting was not silence, it was orchestration. Every obstacle you have faced was part of a choreography designed to place you exactly where you are right now so that when this word came, it would not pass you by. Archangel Michael has been holding a scroll sealed for you alone. This is why it feels urgent. This is why it feels like it's burning through you as you read. Because it is. God says to you now, beloved, I have not forgotten you. I wrote your name in my book before the foundation of the world. I knew every heartbreak, every betrayal, every disappointment. I knew the nights you cried out in silence, the mornings you rose with a heavy soul but still chose to love, still chose to give, still chose to believe. I have counted your tears and woven them into a crown. I have gathered your prayers like incense in my courts. I have heard you, even when you thought your words fell empty. I have watched you, even when you felt invisible. I have been moving, even when you thought I was still. This is why Archangel Michael speaks now. He is not just any messenger. He is the warrior assigned to defend you, to cut through the lies that have wrapped themselves around your life, to expose the hidden traps meant to ensnare you. He says, "This message was written for your heart 3 weeks ago. Heaven prepared it before your questions had formed. What you are about to hear will break you open, but it will also heal you. It will hurt to see the truth, but the truth will set you free. It will be gone in 35 seconds if you do not seize it, because your mind will try to push it away, but your spirit knows it's real. Do not let it pass." You have been standing at a doorway without realizing it. The threshold between your old season and your new one is beneath your feet right now. You have felt the tremors but not known their source. You have sensed something shifting but could not name it. It is the sound of doors closing behind you and gates opening ahead of you. Some relationships are being stripped away, not to harm you but to protect you. Some opportunities are disappearing, not to punish you but to redirect you. Some things you thought were permanent are dissolving, but only so the permanent can be revealed. God has been rearranging your life while you slept. He has been answering prayers you forgot you prayed. He has been shielding you from arrows you didn't see flying. He has been preparing blessings you didn't dare to ask for. And now the time has come for you to know it. This is not a message of fear, it is a message of revelation. It is not a warning of doom but an unveiling of destiny. God is saying, "I am with you. Nothing will go wrong for you because my hand is on you. I have already gone before you into tomorrow. I have already sent angels ahead to prepare the way. I have already marked you as mine, and no weapon formed against you shall prosper. I have already written your victory into the story. Trust me." The urgency you feel right now is not anxiety, it is heaven's timing. This word has been hovering over your life waiting for the precise moment your heart could receive it. That moment is now. The reason it feels like a whisper and a shout at the same time is because it's been echoing in heaven for weeks. Archangel Michael's voice carries the weight of God's promise. He says, "Do not be afraid of the exposure that is coming. Do not be afraid of the changes that are unfolding. Do not be afraid of the truth that is being revealed. All of it is for your good. All of it is for your freedom. All of it is for your next season. Beloved, you are safe. Even when the ground shakes under you, you are held. Even when the path curves unexpectedly, you are guided. Even when people misunderstand you, you are known. Even when doors close, windows are opening. Even when storms rage, you are anchored. God has not brought you this far to abandon you. He has not stirred your heart to speak only to leave you empty. He has not awakened you in this hour to let you slip through His fingers. You are being lifted, even as you read these words. You are being strengthened, even as your eyes move across this page. You are being healed, even as your soul remembers its worth. Archangel Michael says, lift your eyes. Breathe deeply. This is not the end, it is the turning point. This is not loss, it is alignment. This is not random, it is divine timing. This is not punishment, it is positioning. You are being positioned for something you cannot yet imagine. You are being drawn into a chapter you didn't know was written for you. Heaven has been waiting for you to arrive here, at this intersection of time and eternity, so that you could step fully into who you are. There is more for you. There are answers you have not yet asked for. There are blessings with your name on them sealed in heaven's storehouse. There are doors that will open with no human explanation. There are people you have not yet met who will carry pieces of your destiny. There are breakthroughs that will unfold so suddenly you will hardly believe them. There are miracles in motion even now. Do not give up before you see them. Do not let despair blind you to the dawn. Do not let fear silence your faith. The one who called you is faithful. The one who began this work in you will complete it. This is why you are reading this now. This is why it feels like it's speaking directly to you. Because it is. God tailored this moment for you. Archangel Michael wrote this into the wind 3 weeks ago. It has been carried across time to land in your hands today. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not invisible. You are loved, guarded, chosen, and sent. Take a deep breath. Whisper a prayer. Say yes to the God who has been saying yes to you all along. The next steps will unfold. The answers will come. The provision will appear. The healing will rise. The peace will settle. You are safe in the hands that hold galaxies, yet care for sparrows. You are safe in the hands that have never dropped you, even when you slipped. You are safe in the hands that wrote this word for you before you even knew you needed it. God says to you one more time, beloved, nothing will go wrong with you. I am with you. Trust me. Pray to me. Walk with me. Watch what I will do. And Archangel Michael whispers as the echo fades, do not let this pass. Hold it close. It was written for you. It is yours. Beloved, in this moment, heaven leans close to you. God says there is an urgency, a gentle yet unshakable call that has been echoing over your life for weeks, a message written in light for your heart 3 weeks ago. Archangel Michael, radiant and fierce in his devotion to God's children, has been carrying this word across realms to reach you. What you are about to hear is not random. It has been prepared, sealed, and protected so that at the exact time your soul would be ready, it would arrive. God says, do not let fear or confusion steal from you the beauty of this revelation. What is spoken here is not to frighten you but to awaken you, to remind you that even now, unseen forces of good and mercy are surrounding you. Archangel Michael says your name has been spoken in heaven with tenderness. There are times when you felt alone, misunderstood, even betrayed by those closest to you. Yet every tear you cried was caught, every silent prayer noted. 3 weeks ago, a seal was broken in the unseen realm. A record of your pain and your perseverance rose like incense before the throne of God. Heaven's response was to dispatch this message to you, a word of divine urgency, not to alarm but to prepare. For you are on the edge of something new, something that will shift your life in a way that will seem at first almost too much to bear, but it will ultimately deliver you into a freedom you have longed for. God says to you now, beloved, nothing will go wrong for you. You are safe in His hands. Even as storms gather around you, you are held. In the quiet of your nights, you may have sensed whispers, dreams, or a pressing feeling in your chest as though something larger than yourself was trying to get your attention. That was not your imagination. That was the gentle pull of the Spirit, preparing you for this moment. God says there is a door about to open in your life that no human hand will be able to close. This door will reveal truths long hidden, some of them about yourself, some about others, and some about the destiny you carry. You may feel a trembling inside you now as you read these words because your spirit recognizes their origin. This is not to harm you, it is to heal you. It is to break open what has been sealed shut for too long, to let light flood into the darkest corners of your life. Archangel Michael stands by you even now, sword drawn not to harm but to cut away the lies, the attachments, and the spiritual chains that have tried to bind you. There is a tenderness in God's warning. He says to you, this message is fleeting because the window it refers to is brief. The decisions you make, the prayers you release, and the faith you hold in this moment are keys. Heaven will honor your trust, and in ways you cannot yet imagine, doors will swing wide for you. You have been faithful even when it hurt. You have prayed even when the answers seemed delayed. You have loved even